Hey everyone, I'm Em Erdman and this is Em's Excel Tips. In this video, I will teach you how to create a drop-down menu like the one you see here with all of Beyoncé's album titles, and we'll also learn how to use the unique function. As a reminder, this video is part of a larger series teaching you how to create an interactive Microsoft Excel dashboard. For those of us who don't have a program like Tableau but would love to make our data look more visually appealing, this is a great way to do it. If you are here just to learn a few Excel tips and tricks, this is still your place. I teach beginner to advanced level tips, and I do so with examples that are a little less mundane, like this one, Beyoncé's discography. So let's get started. Drop-down menus makes data entry quicker and more accurate. It limits what people can enter into a cell. It also makes our data visualization more dynamic. So we have a Beyoncé-centric interactive dashboard. We want to provide people with a drop-down menu to choose an album, and then eventually a song title, and then get the duration of that specific song. We don't want anyone to be able to go into our worksheet and type in an album that Beyoncé didn't create, because there is not going to be any songs that relate to that album. So how do we do that? Start, we need to click into a blank cell. I'm going to click into cell G8. This is where our drop-down menu will be when we're done creating it. Now let's look at the areas that are most important to us. First, navigate to the data ribbon, and within the data ribbon, we have the data tools group. And you should see a button that looks like a green check mark and a red like caution or error circle. That's called the data validation button. Data validation button allows us to specify a list of rules that will limit the type of data that can be entered into a cell. In our case, we want our user only to be able to choose a Beyoncé album in our dropdown. Let's go ahead and click that button. You should see a data validation pop up and validation criteria that now we have to specify. In the first box, allow, you'll notice that there's a few things listed here, a whole number, a decimal. We're going to choose list. The reason that we're choosing list is because the data that we need, our album titles, are literally in a list. They're listed in column B. Think of it like that. Then you're going to click into the source box. We need to tell Excel where our data is. Where is our data? Well, it's in column B. Let's go ahead and highlight all of column B. And when you choose OK, you scroll back up to where your dropdown is. You should see an arrow, and then you'll have your list of album titles. Now, you'll probably notice that there are duplicates. Renaissance listed a few times, Lemonade. That's because it's counting each individual instance of this album title as a record for your dropdown. But you'll notice in our interactive dashboard, we only have that listed one time, and that's really what we want. So how do we do that? So there are a few ways to do this. What I think is the most useful is the simple unique function. So if you remember from the last video, every function needs to begin with an equal sign, and then you have to tell Excel what type of function you're about to perform. We're going to be doing a unique function with an open parenthesis. And what do we need a unique list of? We need a unique list of album titles. So we do unique, and then once again, we're going to highlight all of column B. We're going to close our parenthesis and click enter. Now you'll see you have a list of all of the album titles on Beyoncé's discography, but they're only listed one time. So now if we follow what we did prior, starting by clicking into a blank cell, choosing our data validation list, going into our source box, and now highlighting this unique list and clicking OK. When you look at the drop-down, you'll only see each album title listed one time. For our outro, I have my buddy Ziggy back here with me. Again, if you found it useful to learn how to create a drop-down menu or use the unique function, please give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you can continue learning how to create our interactive dashboard. As a sneak peek, our next video, we're going to learn how to create our dependent drop-down menu, this one here with all the song titles that change based on our album selection. And we'll also learn how to use the transpose and filter functions. Following that, we'll learn how to use conditional formatting based on a cell selection, like changing the colors to match the album title. So once again, I'm M. Erdman, this is Siggy, and this is M's Excel Tips. Hope to see you in the next one.